Welcome back to BGP Lifestyle, guys. I hope you're having a great day. If you're new here, make sure you click the subscribe button down below right now to be notified when new videos go live. New videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 3 p.m. here on the channel. Now today, I'm finally going to be doing something that you guys have been requesting. And finally, you know, I'm going to be your dad a little bit here, and I'm going to teach you how to do an oil change. So oil changes are super simple. On these vehicles, they're a little bit even easier, I guess, because you don't need as many tools, because you don't need like an oil filter removal tool kind of thing from underneath. Yeah, we're going to be doing an oil change. You guys have been requesting it. I'm probably right about the time that I need an oil change. So I'll do that. I'll show you guys how to reset the oil setting on the dash and all that kind of good stuff. So we'll go through the whole process for you, everything that you need. And yeah, but we need to run to the store and grab this stuff, and then we'll have to let this car cool. So while it's cooling, I'll tell you guys what you guys need. So let's go ahead and run to a couple different stores, because I'll tell you why in a second. Alright, so I'm going to record this quick before I start melting, because I probably picked the worst day to do this video because it's like 100 degrees out and humid, and yeah, it's really bad. But I'm just going to go over the things that you need really quickly, and I'll show you guys what I got, and then we'll have to jump into it once the car's cooled down. Obviously, if you are doing this and you're not going to drive to go pick this stuff up beforehand, then make sure you run your car for like 5 minutes or so, get the oil flowing, get it warmed up just a little bit, and then turn it off. But if you are driving it, let it cool down a fair amount. You know, like I'll probably let it sit for like an hour or so to cool down, and then check it, make sure it's good, and then we'll go ahead and proceed. So you're gonna need a 13mm socket for the oil drain plug down at the bottom. You're gonna need a 24mm socket for the top oil filter. Now I didn't have one, or I couldn't find my 24mm, so I just went and grabbed a little set from like Walmart, just a cheap set of sockets, just so I have it, because I want to make sure that I have it to do it. But it's supposed to be a 24mm, and then you're gonna need an extension for that, but I'll show you guys that in a bit. You're gonna want a funnel. I just went and grabbed a new one because they're like $1 or $2, so I just got this big one here. So everything will be linked down below that you guys are going to need for this oil change. So everything will be linked down below if you want to just order it ahead of time on Amazon and have it delivered right to your door, and then you don't have to worry about it. You're going to want some gloves, because gloves, you don't want the oil all over your hands. I promise. Just grab some gloves if you don't have any. Like I said, they'll be linked down below. You're going to need 6 quarts of 0W20 oil. So I personally saw a lot of people recommending this right here, which is just Pennzoil full synthetic. So this is the platinum version of the OW20. So like I said, you need 6 quarts. This is going to be a 5-quart jug. And then you're also going to need to get one of the small little 1-quart bottles here, because you're going to need 6 quarts. So that's all you're going to need for oil, is just 1 jug of that and 1 small jug. And then for the oil filter, I recommend you get the Mopar one. You can get these at AutoZone. I'll link it down below as well on Amazon. You guys can order it. They probably have next day shipping on this. And then you can go ahead and get it. Like I said, I grabbed it at AutoZone. You could do that if you were doing it same day. But if you're preparing ahead of time, then just order it. Make your life easier. And then the last thing is going to be a drain pan. And depending on your vehicle, if you guys are lifted or leveled, you will be able to just go ahead and crawl right under there and do it. Mine's lowered, so I'm probably going to roll it up on some ramps, so maybe ramps if you need that. But for the most part, you should be good to go from there. Those are all the things you're going to need. And yeah, I'll get with you guys when it's cool, and we will start the process. Alright, so I decided I'm not going to go ahead and use the ramps. You guys see I pulled it off the ramps. I'm just going to go ahead and crawl under. I should have enough room, even with the lowering. I should just be able to squeeze under there. I'm a small guy, I'm pretty skinny, so I should be able to just slide under there and do that. So we got to go ahead and pop the hood and get going on this, because it's a little bit less warm out now, but it's still pretty warm. So we're going to go ahead and go in here, pop our little hood latch here. Now when we go under the hood here, to do the oil change on this engine, it's underneath this cap. You guys might have seen this previously when I installed the K&N filter. You just pull this little cap off, and it's down in here. Hopefully you guys will be able to see it. It's still kind of warm under there. I might just take this whole cover off just to make this a little bit easier to show you guys. But you have to take this little Torx out, so maybe I'll go ahead and do that and then show you how to do this. Alright, so to get started with this, we need to go underneath with a 13mm socket. So I have my little drain pan thing down here, as well as a moving blanket just to slide on. The ground here, the concrete is just a little bit warm from the sun. Like I said, it's a super hot day today. So we're gonna slide under this. I'm gonna switch over to GoPro so I can show you guys the underneath side and show you guys where you need to go and what you need to do. We're gonna throw on some rubber gloves, of course, because you don't want to get it all over your hands. And yeah, like I said, we'll slide under and show you guys what you need to do. Now that we're down underneath, you guys can see there's not much ground clearance at all on my Jeep with the lowering springs on. So here's where our oil bolt is. Hopefully you guys can see what it looks like here. This is the bolt right there. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see it's kind of dark under here. but we got the pan set up, and this is pretty much what we're working with as far as space goes. So I'm just gonna reach up there and loosen it, and then we'll let it drain. It's still kind of hot, so I'm a little bit nervous that it might burn me. So yeah, I'll let you guys know in an update if I end up burning my hand off. All right, so we're gonna see if we can get this from here. I'm coming in from the front this time, just because it's a little bit easier than coming from the side for me. One issue that I am having though is this drain plug is put on here super tight for some reason. I don't know who did the last oil change, but they really cranked it. So
2 hours later.
all right, so I ended up getting it. I just had to use like a little extension because whoever tightened this up last time tightened it way too tight. So now I'm just gonna slide this under here and basically just unscrew this all the way. And once I get to the end, I'm gonna have to be quick here. You can already see it's starting to leak out a little bit. So
Nice.
you probably see there, I just made a huge mess on my hand, which is cool, you know, that's why we wear gloves. But all right, so you guys should be able to see here the oil is slowly just draining right there. It came out really quickly obviously, and then yeah, it was kind of splashing around, so I'll clean that up after it's done draining, because yeah, I kind of made a little bit of a mess. But yeah, we're just gonna let that drain and fill up this little tank here, this little pan, and then we're gonna go ahead and go up top and change out the filter. All right, so now that we have it draining down bottom that I just showed you guys with the GoPro, hopefully, we have the bolt here, which I just kind of cleaned off because it got really messy. This is our drain plug bolt, which we're gonna put back in, obviously, in a minute once it's done draining. But we're gonna go ahead and just work on this now and go ahead and swap out the filter up top here, and then basically we're just gonna put the bolt back on once it's done draining and basically fill it back up with oil. It's pretty simple, guys. Oil changes are super simple, and they're really a scam if you already have the tools and you can basically just get under there and unscrew it yourself. Then you basically can do an oil change yourself. So there's no point in paying $100+, which is what they wanted from the dealership. Yeah, I'm not paying that personally. I'm good. So we're gonna go ahead and open this up here and get at this little filter. All right, so as you can see here, we got a 24 mil, which is a pretty big boy. We're just gonna pop that on here and untighten this. See, it'll probably be a little bit tight when you first go to crank it. Probably should wear gloves for this as well, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab some in a second here. Now, once you remove this cap, this is basically gonna have a little gasket on it that you can just kind of roll off with your finger. That is gonna get replaced with your new one, so just make sure to note that. And then you should be able to just pull your filter out from there, which, as you can see here, this is the old filter. It obviously goes in with this little little nipple looking thing down at the bottom. So you can see that this one's pretty beat up looking, actually. I don't know if it's supposed to be this dirty looking, but it looks pretty bad. So I'm gonna set it over here along with the cover, and then we're gonna go ahead and grab our new one. So like I said, I went with the Mopar branded one so that you know, you have no issues. This is what the new one looks like. As you can see, it's a lot cleaner than the old one here, which was just a tad bit beat up, just a little. So I'm actually gonna do it this way and lock it into this piece first. They say to put, some people say to put old oil. I'm gonna put some new oil all over like the tip here when it's gonna lock in and kind of where it's gonna sit. So yeah, I'm just gonna grab the new oil and just basically dip my finger in there and rub it around. This is a weird kind of oil filter. Most vehicles don't have these type of oil filters, like these cylinders. They're just gonna be an actual filter. So it's a little bit different with this and a little bit strange for me because I've only seen the other filters where you fill it up and basically put it on there so it's ready to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then we'll click it in and be good to go. Now also, don't forget your gasket here, which is gonna come in the box to replace. That's gonna be on this little cap here, so make sure you remove that and swap it out with this. You can put a little bit of new oil on there as well. I think the best way to remove this thing is just with a little flathead or just a little tiny screwdriver, and then you can just pop it up like this and basically just roll it off. I really should have wore 2 gloves. I don't know what I'm doing. I just full send things. So here we are in that kind of situation again. Now we're gonna take that old one off, just like I said, which is just gonna go like this, and then we can get rid of it. And then, like I said, I'm gonna rub some new oil on this and then slide it back on. Make sure it's seated all the way on there, and then we're good to go ahead and just press this guy back down and in. Make sure that it lines up, and then just tighten it down my hand, and then we'll tighten it down with the 24 mil again. Make sure that's nice and tight on there and good to go. And then I'm just gonna grab a rag and wipe down the area and anything that might be having a little bit of oil on it from that. And then now we're going back underneath and we're gonna go ahead and swap that and put that bolt back on, wipe it up down there, and then we're pretty much good to fill. All right, so now that we're back up top here, we're gonna pop this little top piece here. There's a little cap. Just unscrew that and pull it out. See here, it's gonna come out with some oil on it, so you know. It's gonna say on it engine oil and which type you need, which in most cases is gonna be 0W20, I think, with most Jeep Grand Cherokees. So set that cap to the side, and now we're gonna have our little filler here. Now it's just gonna be sticking a funnel in there, basically dumping it in. It's pretty simple from here. So I got this extremely long, way too long, overdone funnel here, but it should work just fine. And then we're just gonna pour in our oil. I'm just gonna start kind of slow, just to make sure that we're not overdoing anything. Just like that. That's why I wanted to start slow, because this funnel sucks and it's way too long, and I should have got a different one probably, but you know, I'm gonna have to hold it. So just dump it in and then let it drain. You'll notice the funnel's probably gonna fill up sometimes, so that's fine. Just let it do that and then just wait for it to drain. So like in my case, I know my car takes 6 quarts because it says it. So I'm gonna put in 5 real quick and then check it and make sure it's good. See where the line is on the dipstick. I'll show you guys how to do that if you guys have never done an oil change or anything. And then we'll probably have to add the other quart just to put it where it needs to be. Now what we're gonna do is grab our dipstick from back here. It's in the back left corner, and you're just gonna pull it all the way out. Give it a good wipe down here. And look at your thing just so you know where your fill levels are supposed to be. You'll see there's kind of a dashed line on it. Hopefully you guys will be able to see there. There's kind of these dashed lines, which is gonna be like your min and your max. You want it to be kind of in that area. So I'm gonna go ahead and reinsert the dipstick and then pull it out again, and we'll see where we are oil-wise. So after checking the levels, it looked like it was about a half a quart or so was needed. So I just added about half the bottle or so and then checked again. It should be good there. I'm gonna run it for like a day and I'll check the dip level again, of course, just to make sure. But we should be good under the hood now. Everything should be all set. Now all we have to do is turn the car on and reset that little thing. So I'll show you guys how to do that now. We're just gonna go ahead and hop in and start it up. So instead of actually turning it on with the foot button, you're just gonna wanna go to run without turning it on actually with your foot on the brake. And then we're gonna go down to our vehicle info screen again, to our one that says oil life, and then we're just gonna hold down the OK button, which you should just hold it down until it says 100%, and then you're good to go and you can start the car up, and your car is now done with an oil change. Easy or what? That's gonna be about it for this video, guys. If you did enjoy it or you got any information out of it, hopefully it helped you guys do your oil change on your car, maybe saved you about 60 bucks or so, because they charge you a lot to do this. So if you already have the tools, you might as well just go ahead and do it. But if you did enjoy this video, make sure to smash that like button down below. It was kind of a pain for me to actually record this while doing this, so make sure to smash that like button down below. Help the YouTube algorithm, help this video out to more people, and of course help the channel grow. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you click the subscribe button down below right now to be notified when new videos go live. New videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 3 p.m. here on the channel. Of course, check out Shop Lifestyle, get yourself some lifestyle merch. But thanks for watching, guys. Peace.